Have you been meaning to save and invest for retirement but haven't been sure where to start? Well, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the new Robinhood Retirement platform, which aims to help with that. Hey everyone, this is Kyle from Money at 30, and on this channel we look at personal finance from a millennial perspective, including app and tool reviews like this one. Last fall, the popular but albeit controversial investment app Robinhood announced that it planned to introduce a retirement account platform. Now, only a few months later, Robinhood Retirement is available to all eligible users. So, what does this new feature have to offer? Let's take a look at the Robinhood Retirement platform and what you need to know about it. The first thing to know about Robinhood Retirement is that you can open a traditional IRA, a Roth IRA, or both. In case you don't know, there are two main types of IRAs, traditional and Roth. With a traditional IRA, you'll be able to deduct your contributions from your taxable income of the tax year in which you make them, but will need to pay taxes when you make withdrawals in retirement. Meanwhile, although contributions to your Roth IRA are mostly not tax deductible, you'll be able to take distributions in retirement tax-free, including on any gains. Regardless of which option is right for you, you can open that type of account in Robinhood. In fact, as I discovered, you can open one of each if you wanted. Although, keep in mind that the annual contribution limit is per person, not per account. Speaking of which, next, as you make your contributions, Robinhood will show you how close you're getting to the annual limit. Each year, there's a cap on how much individuals can deposit into an IRA. For example, for the 2023 tax year, the limit is set at $6,500 for those under 50 years old. To help you keep track, Robinhood Retirement will display how much you've contributed for the tax year. Of course, this figure won't factor in any other IRAs you may have with other brokerages. While we're talking contributions, I should also mention that you can select which tax year you want your deposit to apply to. Contributions for the previous tax year can be made up until the tax filing deadline in April of the following year. So, if you're looking for a tax deduction as April approaches, then this may be an easy way to do that while also saving for your future. Once you've made contributions to your account, you can either select which stocks and ETFs to invest in, or can explore Robinhood recommended portfolios. In many ways, your Robinhood Retirement account functions a lot like your normal Robinhood account, allowing you to buy and sell various stocks and ETFs. This includes fractional shares, where you dictate the dollar amount instead of the number of shares. In this case, you can first select your picks and make a basket and then distribute your available funds. However, you can also view recommended portfolio options that give you greater diversification in your retirement account. To get started, the app will ask you a few questions that will help determine your risk tolerance and time horizon. Using this info, it will show you a mix of ETFs and allow you to purchase all of those shares with the tap of a button. Then, when you make new contributions, you can pull up your past recommendations and distribute your funds in the same proportions across your portfolio. By the way, there is apparently a $20 minimum required for this option. While I admittedly don't know enough about the assets Robinhood is suggesting to know how good they are, I do personally think that this is a better option than buying individual stocks. But I do like that users can decide for themselves. One of the key features of Robinhood Retirement is the IRA Match it offers, although there are a few things to note about this bonus. With Robinhood Retirement, you can earn a 1% bonus on your contributions thanks to the platform's IRA Match feature. Doing some quick math, this means that you could earn up to $65 per year with this bonus if you max out your account, and Robinhood says that these funds count as earned interest and do not impact your annual contribution limit. However, there are a couple of catches here. First, in order to earn an IRA match, your contribution will need to be made using fresh funds, meaning that you move them over from an external account instead of a Robinhood brokerage or cash account. Luckily, the app will show you what's eligible when you're setting up a transfer. Second, in order to retain the bonus, you'll need to keep your initial funds in your account for at least 5 years. If you don't, then a portion or all of your IRA match funds will be forfeited. For example, if you deposit $6,000, earning a $60 bonus, and remove $1,000 from your account valued at $6,000 a year later, you'll be hit with a fee that corresponds to the percentage of your bonus, so in this case $10. FYI, if your account has gained value, this might offset the total fee sum. Of course, it's probably best to keep your retirement savings in your account anyway, so this hopefully won't be an issue. Finally, something I noticed when exploring my account is that you may want to check in settings for additional options such as dividend reinvestment. Since your Robinhood Retirement account is separate from your main brokerage account, it also has its own settings. This is important to note because some users like myself may wish to go in and toggle on the dividend reinvestment option. Similarly, you can also choose to enroll your retirement holdings in the stock lending program. Both of these options can be found by tapping the gear icon in the upper left, selecting investing, and then scrolling down. Overall, I think Robinhood Retirement is a good addition to the app. However, it might not be the very best place to start for retirement savings depending on your situation. Although Robinhood Retirement may be the fastest product rollout the app has ever seen, it was also a long time coming. This is to say that the feature is a perfect fit for the platform, and I'm glad to see the service encouraging young investors to save for retirement. With that said, it might not make the most sense for everyone to start their journey with an IRA. For example, if your employer offers a 401k, it probably makes sense to max out any matching funds offer that they have, since this will likely amount to much more than 1%. 401ks also have a far higher annual contribution limit if you're able to do more. Still, if you want to do more on top of maxing out your employer's matching funds and want to have greater control over what you're investing in, then opening a Robinhood Retirement account may be a good option, just as long as you're investing responsibly. Hopefully this gives you a better idea about what Robinhood Retirement is all about, but for much more on the platform, I'll have a link to my full written review in the description box down below. Also, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment, and be sure to subscribe because we have new videos every week. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time here on Money at 30.